I, Fable's Folly, do not like contracts. I do not like talent agencies. I don't like a lot of these VTubers. But that's not what we're going to be talking about. Kinda. We're going to be talking about a talent agency, VShojo. Again, I already talked about it a little bit. I don't really know much about Ironmouse, but apparently some really shady shit went down. $500,000 worth of donations to a charity did not get donated. And that's real bad. And apparently that's just scratching the surface. So many people have things they gotta say about this whole VShojo situation. Maybe there's some new news for it, because I'm really interested about it.
Okay, we gotta talk about the VShojo situation. Basically, if you didn't know, VTuber Ironmouse released this video where she explains why she left VShojo. Now, VShojo is a talent agency that manages a bunch of VTubers, and they seem to be a very scummy company trying to exploit their talent and potentially even snub charity. Now, this has led to an insane chain reaction with everybody leaving VShojo. People are even coming out with insane stories of exploitation and general creepy.
Yeah, like it sucks, man. But I don't really feel bad for them. They kind of brought it upon themselves. I'm glad everybody's getting out of it now. But bro, don't sign your creative freedoms away for a bigger paycheck. Just be indie. Just stay indie. Don't sign. A lot of these people they're just gonna sign up with another one. I guarantee it.
Shit, like VShojo staff doxing identities.
That's crazy.
CEOs being confronted on stream. So we're gonna go over the situation, look at everybody's reaction from Asmongold to Legal Mindset to Charlie to Ludwig. Basically, everybody's talking about this. Subscribe for your daily dose of YouTube.
Let's up those numbers!
Also,
Now, quick
Tectone got some
context for
crazy
any
shit
people
about
who are not caught up. Ironmouse is this super popular streamer. She actually broke the all-time sub record at one point. She has this disease called CVID. Basically, your immune system sucks and you get sick really easily and life is pretty tough. Now, it turns out she's very passionate about helping people who suffer with it. She works with this charity called the...
That's usually how it goes with people who have diseases that are hard to cure or have no cure.
IDF, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and apparently this company, VShojo, manages the finances of a bunch of VTubers, including her. So
I knew a guy. He was one of my really good friends from school, from high school. All throughout school, really. And he had this, and he got COVID and died.
VShojo basically completely fucked her over, and the charity as well. Here's a short clip of her explaining what happened.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo with the information.
Oh, you don't say. You don't say. The talent agency misled you and lied to you for money?
That I currently have. I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from
That's
VShojo.
so fucking crazy,
I know
man.
that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but...
Yeah, she says this is a lot, but it's not even a lot, you know?
Unfortunately, right now,
there's so much
I have
more.
been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story.
Right, so absolutely insane. This company has apparently not paid out $500,000 to charity. You know, absolutely disgusting shit. On top of that, they have not paid out the talent themselves and are, in general, just extremely exploitative and cringe. And these agencies are basically the modern-day MCNs. And they essentially exploit naive talent who don't really know any better.
Yeah,
and
we've been through this before, and these people, they should have known better. I think a lot of them did, and they were just like, yeah, but that paycheck, ugh.
End up getting stuck in these horrible contracts. Now, I can sort of relate to Ironmouse. I also had an autoimmune disease, Crohn's. And yeah, it's pretty tough to deal with. Autoimmune diseases in general just suck. They take like years to diagnose. The entire time, the world thinks you're crazy. Your own doctors think you're crazy because they can't figure it out. Meanwhile, you're fucking dying with like level 99 pain. Now, thankfully, mine's under control now after like 2 of the worst years of my life. But yeah, I can definitely feel for her. People responded to Mousy. We got CDawgVA, who frequently, you know, helped me raises money for charity and the IDF as well.
Yeah, I
We
watched
got your
his video
back.
on it.
Right behind you, Mouse. Jacksepticeye, so sorry about all of this. Lots of love.
Bro.
I'm so sorry for the people who trusted to let you down so
Oh,
badly.
man.
It's genuinely disgraceful, and VShojo really have to do an awful lot to
Yeah.
answer for. This isn't a situation you should have to go through. You've got our full
Everybody's
support. So let's just
talking
start
about
with
it.
Ironmouse's story and Asmongold's reaction as well.
I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely
Yeah.
due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID.
And see, that's the reason why she cares a lot about it, is because this is a charity that
As she should.
benefits her, and she's raising money to help cure people that have her problem.
I basically
isn't like-
And of course, she's gonna be extra pissed about it.
Take
have
some abstraction.
a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot. And it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life.
Yep.
So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because
Smart.
I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss,
I can relate.
no
Bro.
strict rules, I had
feel
no
it.
hours,
Mhm.
no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything,
Yeah.
I just felt like
Corona gave a
there
huge
was
boost,
no
yeah, it
way
did.
that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people.
That's
because-
another reason why VTubers are being more popular, is because people just want to stay anonymous. They don't want to have like
True.
weirdos getting involved and trying to interfere and get into their real life.
Right, so basically she was chronically ill, consider herself unhireable, and this was like her one outlet, right? It is a pretty touching story. She made a career and
Yep.
impacted so
Yep.
many lives.
I have a lot of respect for Ironmouse. I haven't watched a lot of Ironmouse content, but I've known about Ironmouse for a couple years, mostly because of CDawg.
lives, despite her,
That guy.
very deplorable situation. And VShojo really saw this and went, yeah, let me just fuck this person over. Now, people ask, why get into shady contracts in the first place? Well, there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, they don't know any better, of course. They just want to get their name out there as like a, starting creator. You're basically willing to accept anything. You don't really expect to become successful at all. Reason two is they want to maintain their anonymity. This is obviously a big thing with female streamers. They usually have these sort of psycho fans, psycho simps. So the company managing it provides another layer of security there because,
Yeah,
they
man.
handle basically everything there, including the finances. You don't have to submit your names on a lot of things because the company will,
Dude, I've been to a few cons, and let me tell you, the dudes there, they drool, and snot all over themselves over some of the chicks that are walking around. They'll just, it's crazy.
take charge of that. Well, it was supposed to be more sort of anonymous, but we'll find out later that they've apparently been doxing people behind the scenes as well. Now, this next part, he talks about the gaslighting
that's insane.
VShojo did to her.
I would
Bro,
al-
I've been doxxed, and it's insane, man. It's so scary.
always be told how important I was for the company.
Well, she is. She was
And
the
I was
she was the face of VShojo by far.
I was told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But
Just
this-
emotional manipulation. That's all it is.
Yep.
It's plain
Yep.
and simple, flat out. It's really not.
Yeah, and you see where it got you. You left, and now everybody's leaving. The whole thing is crumbling.
Not complex at all. Straight up emotional manipulation.
Yeah, that's absolute
oh, well,
bullshit,
we can't
man.
do this, or, you know, it's like, if you leave, we're gonna shoot the dog. Like, okay, well, what the f, right?
Yeah, keep in mind that Ironmouse was the biggest VTuber. She was essentially the company's name and reputation, along with, you know, maybe a few other people. So they were guilt-tripping her into staying while simultaneously doing all the scummy shit behind the scenes. And it always sucks to see that it's always like the sweetest people, you know, the nicest people who have, you know, good hearts. They're the ones getting exploited the most. Then he talks about the contracts.
Yeah, that's why you got to get rock solid, man. Don't let anybody in. Fuck them all. Because everybody's going to end up taking advantage of you and then backstabbing you. That's how it always works, every time. You have to do your own thing and just collaborate with people sometimes. Don't ever, like, actually do work with anybody in a contract or anything. Fuck that. Especially people that you're not actually friends with.
These companies sort of put in place, right? And how this doesn't really make sense for something to be take a year to pay out, right?
Explain. So net means like that you're gonna pay that money in, like, net 30, you're gonna get paid in 30 days. Net 90, you're gonna get paid in 90 days, right? And so, like, a 6-month period, that's ridiculous. But I could still chalk that up to just very bad business practices and not malice. Beyond 6 months, now we're having a problem. I've never heard of a 360. Yeah. Well, now they're getting the red ring of death.
This entire situation has broken me.
That took me back.
I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately,
I think we need to figure out where the money went. Like, that's what
I
really
think we
matters,
know where it went.
right? Because, like,
I know where it went. It went into the pockets of everybody who was at the top. That's where it went. They probably were throwing, like, parties and shit like that.
that's $500,000.
Dude, because I've looked into so many corporations, and I always find that they're throwing, like, $30,000 parties. They'll be like, here's a $30,000 party here, $30,000 party there.
That's a lot of money, guys. Where'd it go? Is it donated? Why isn't it donated? What happened? That's the big issue. You're gonna be fine. They're gonna give the money back. They're gonna have to give the money back, or it's fraud. They're gonna have to donate it.
It don't matter now.
It'll happen for sure.
Like, they're cooked either way, but there's gonna be people going to jail if they don't pay that money.
Until they post, like, a financial fucking proof, and the Immune Deficiency Foundation comes out and says, yes, we received this money. Bro, people can never let them forget this. This is $500,000. That's think about how much money that is. That's insane.
I mean, they better donate, or they're just straight up going to jail. I mean, this is not only charity fraud, but also several other violations, which we'll be going over.
And that's only what we know about.
But yeah, they don't really have
Yeah, that's only what people have told us about.
An option here. This isn't just like drama. This is straight up just robbing a charity and a bunch of other people, and it might even get government agencies involved, because this is an American thing, obviously. And yeah, when
they deserve to fall, all these talent agencies, they deserve to fall. Fuck them all.
When it comes to charity, it's not just these individuals that are involved. You know, the FTC might have a word for these people as well.
It's just funny how, like, we say all these things are a problem, and then people push back, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a year later, it all just crumbles. And these people show who they actually are, and we were right the whole fucking time. As soon as Nuxanor was talking about this, I was like, oh shit, this company seems like it's a bunch of bullshit. And guess what? A year later, it all falls apart.
Now, just some insights into the whole contracts and payments
every time.
Basically, even for like things like sponsorships, you know, the usual payback you get is net 30 or net 60, right? So basically 30 or 60 days after your upload goes live, they will see, you know, the views and the sales generated. And, you know, they do their accounting on a certain day. So that's basically when they pay you. Now, in some fringe cases, it takes longer, you know, 3 months or something. 6 months is, you know, absolute insanity. At that point, you should not be taking any deals like that, but you know, some people have some reasons for it. A year is just fucking crazy. That obviously
that's
shows
just ridiculous.
Something is wrong. There's absolutely no reason a company cannot pay you for an entire year there, and you're likely doing some sort of shady business behind the scenes. Then he talks about how many people are actually leaving VShojo now.
And everybody has quit. Oh my fucking god. So literally every single person. Oh my god. They're all leaving. TBA, yeah, I guess they're probably waiting. They're gonna stream to talk about it. Yeah, rip all the talents. Yeah, there we go.
Now, I'm not too big into the VTubing scene here, so I don't...
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it's a good thing to me. Well, it seems incredible to me, actually. It seems like a really good thing. Not good for VShojo, because they're a talent agency with no talent.
Recognize most of these names. I recognize like a few, maybe obviously Ironmouse here, Melody, Kson. I've heard some of these names. I don't exactly know who they are. I don't actively
It's lost
watch.
on me.
But yeah, it's only getting worse and
I know AmaLee. That was
worse
it.
as I'm recording as well. More and more.
And that was just because somebody talked about AmaLee like 2 days ago.
More people are coming out with videos or statements on Twitter, and essentially Ironmouse was the first domino here. More and more people are essentially just getting sick of dealing with this exploitative shit, and once the biggest person's gone, everybody sort of gets the confidence to leave. Also, you know, VShojo...
Yeah, you know how talent agencies should work? It should be Ironmouse being like, hey, I really like this person. They're doing their own thing. They're indie over there. Check them out. That's what I think that's how talent should be discovered. Not through some fucking talent agency where they're garnishing your funds to promote you and boost you. No, we should boost each other for free.
His reputation has been turned to shit because of this whole charity thing. So it's kind of an open season for everyone to leave now. Now, the surprising part out of all of this is the fact that everybody's leaving sort of instantly. I would have thought that these contracts had some sort of restricting clause, you know, like you need to give 2 months notice before you do anything. You need to not talk bad about VShojo for, you know, this amount of time or whatever.
I don't think it matters whenever they're actually committing crimes. I think when they're committing crimes and your name is attached to this criminal organization, I think you're allowed to leave.
I highly doubt that every one of them is like violating their contract or something. They probably just luckily are able to get out quite quickly.
They don't want to be associated with a criminal organization.
Here. Then he talks about how these companies prey on women.
That I have seen a tremendous amount of business manipulation that is leveraged in and against women in different places.
You don't say.
I've seen more emotional manipulation, more blatant lies, and basically people taking advantage of...
It sounds like this company is run by a bunch of internet-brained moron bitches.
You know, I guess women's on average less confrontational side, and using that to that person.
Yeah, probably a little bit of jealousy. They're jealous of all of these female VTuber streamers who are just astronomically more successful than they could ever be. So they have to run the talent agency rather than actually be the talent. They couldn't be the talent, so they have to exploit the talent.
Disadvantage. I've seen this happen multiple times. I think women are the victims of this in almost every single circumstance. It happens.
I bet a lot of women are the predators in this against these women, against these VTubers.
Happens obviously to men as well, but I think that they get away with it more often with women because women, it's seen as being more socially permissive and more socially expected.
Yeah, men are less likely to take your shit.
For women to be agreeable. I think that's what happens. That's just that's life.
What a disgusting misogynist. Imagine caring about women, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, a lot of these girls legit are...
You can't acknowledge that women are being exploited by other women? That's misogynist. That's totally what's happening, by the way.
Are just super trusting and not expecting to be screwed over. Obviously, this happens to guys too as well, but guys seem to be, you know, very confrontational, and they'll make a big hoopla about it, right? So some of these companies actually know this, and they take advantage of women for being, you know, too nice for their own good, and they try to entice them with these sort of false promises, lock them into predatory contracts, which is why, you know, everybody should be having a lawyer. Obviously,
it's not even really as much that the women are too nice. They are. I think also is they don't want their house to collapse. And they've got all their friends in it. Like, they don't want that house to, they've got this house that's got all their friends. Not literally, this is like a metaphor. And if they start a fire in the house, everybody's going to start screaming and running, and they don't want that to happen. They want everything to be chill, smooth, nothing changes, we're all here being cool. That's what they want.
As a new creator, you know, trying to rise up the ranks or whatever, you're not going to be able to afford one, nor are you going to have the foresight to get a lawyer for these situations. But you don't really need like a full-time lawyer or something. Just have somebody look over the contract, make sure you're careful who you partner with, and you must know your worth. You know, you can likely make it on your own as well, and you might not even be needing these companies.
You always can. If you can make it with the company, you can make it without the company. It might just take a little bit more effort. But I wish all these people would see that. Just do it yourself. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Just sign on with people because, you know, you're too afraid to take the step yourself. But sometimes, you know, it's just better to do it yourself because some of these companies end up being really scummy pieces of shit.
Every time they end up being scummy pieces of shit, by the way. It's not just sometimes. It's every single time I hear about it.
Okay, moving on to Shibuya Cahoo's statement here. Apparently, VShojo staff has been doxing their creators and showing their real photos. So she tweeted, "This person moved from a noted VTuber company to another as a staff last year, bragging about his new income. He thrusted me a few of his business cards to give to my good contacts. I found the action obnoxiously rude, but maybe he was too young and friendly to know better. Then the mother flipper wanted to meet up for tax advice because I'm a native in Japan and I hire an accountant. I was asked to have dinner in his area, which was quite far from me, splitting the bill. That day, I got convinced I didn't like the guy. Yet because I loved the towns he worked with, I was only secretly hoping that he would lose his job one day. Recently, I found from another creator that he was showing photos of VTubers' real selves while revealing their personal info, like their marital status. I now wanted to find a way to warn other employees. Why would you reveal marital status? This is some creepy shit. Also showing photos of their real selves when they specifically became VTubers to, you know, conceal the identity and remain anonymous is messed up as shit. Today, I learned the most despicable shit the company has done to their talent. Don't know if he's involved with it, yet all my personal grudge is nothing compared to such betrayal. Sometimes, unfortunately, managers or agencies can be the talent's worst enemies. Please always support the talent first."
Yeah, if you're trying to be anonymous online, you really got to be anonymous online. You cannot give your identity to a talent agency, and to be a part of a talent agency, you have to. That's fucking crazy that they, like, the person at that talent agency just had photos of people. It's fucked up. Why? How? What? And we're just showing them to people?
And this statement is blowing up on Twitter right now.
Like, even if they weren't trying to be anonymous online, why do you have photos like that of your employees that you're showing people? That's fucking crazy. And the marital status.
Basically, VShojo is being exposed from like all avenues, every single direction, like, you know, charity fraud, not paying back their talent as well. Now they're doxing people. Jesus Christ. If you knew about this guy, why didn't you speak up earlier? Actually, I just came back from the US where I gathered the info that he was still with the company, and I was actually meeting up with someone who's been working for him. Given it's a story I heard from someone else, I thought it was best to do in person. Right, so in my opinion, if this person is actually doing the things you said, I think they need to be sort of named and shamed so that they can't do it to other people.
Like, the dude doxed a bunch of people. Why not, man? If he thinks it's okay, it's obviously okay.
I mean, am I wrong there? I feel like at least if not publicly, like you know, the company should know, although they probably won't do anything. At least the VTuber should know, right? Although everybody is already kind of leaving now, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, moving on to a VTuber confronting the Japan CEO and quitting live on stream. Now keep in mind, they probably don't have much control over the English side of VShojo, right? And the English talents there. But yeah, apparently this guy's getting crucified now.
First of all, I was already planning to leave VShojo this month.
Yeah, that's like the president of the United States getting blamed for all of the disasters that are going on. That, I think, And yeah, it probably is like 10% the CEO's fault, but it's gonna take 90% of the blame, most likely.
Specifically, on the 31st.
We're gonna get 90% of the blame.
Because, VShojo hasn't paid a significant amount of money to me too.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. So it's not $500,000. There's no way they're going to be able to pay this. There's no way. How many? How many of them are not getting paid? Damn, dude.
So did you just say that VShojo JP itself was doing good?
そうですね。
In finances too?
そうですね。
You haven't paid me.
This was a pretty wacky stream. This shit goes insano style. Her confronting the CEO of this company, her boss, live on stream, and also the fact that her boss agreed to do it in the first place blows my mind. That is baffling. Like, humiliation rituals aren't this brutal.
I quit VShojo today.
はい。
VShojo 辞めます今日。
はい。
はい。31日予定でしたけど、今日辞めます。I quit. This is very wrong. ローさん。
はい。
Very, very wrong. You're telling me that VShojo JP was doing good? Looked like, at least.
はい。
Doing good.
払っていたとしても、ケイソンに払っていたとしても大丈夫だったっていう感じですね。
You're telling me you could have paid me?
そういうことです。
Then where is it? Where is it? I want it now. Oh.
Bro.
Did you just die? What?
いや。
What?
Japan branch CEO claims that the Japan branch was doing fine, and they could have paid her.
They could have, but didn't. They could have, but they didn't. That you see where the problem lies? They could have paid, but they did not pay, and they still have not paid.
But they didn't. We could have done it, but we decided not to. What, Big Whoop? You want to fight about it? So what?
Wait,
What are you gonna do, American? You can't do nothing. We're in Japan, you're in America. What are you gonna do, fly over here and fight us?
what? I mean, did he actually even understand what she was saying? Because that just seems like a completely nonsense response to me. Like, yeah, we could have paid you, but nah, you know, I'm not choosing to do that today. I think they were basically saying like the English branch was hemorrhaging like, I guess, revenue or something. So the Japan side couldn't pay until that side was actually fixed. Really dumb argument overall because they need to get paid regardless because it's literally their money.
Yeah, they probably have nothing to do with the English version. And they probably have it in their minds that like, well, yeah, they're doing their own thing over there. That's our sister company. Whatever they do is their problem. That's not how it works. They're not a sister company, they're a branch.
Or just holding hostage here. They're clearly running some sort of bank type scheme here, right?
Yeah.
Where they're using the funds elsewhere and they're unable to produce them when asked. So this is something what banks do, right? They invest your money or whatever, but they can always produce it if you actually need it. So that way it isn't fucking illegal. For clarification, VShojo's Japan CEO only manages the JP talents and has no control over how the company operates or how the finances are handled for EN. Kson doing this is essentially getting the highest authority she can get to speak on the matter.
Bro, that's what I just said. That's fucking insane. They literally don't see it as part of their company. They're fucking retarded.
His statements boil down to, I don't know, because none of the EN's managerial or financial issues were communicated to the other branch.
My God.
Everyone else, my lawyers
All right.
advised me to stay silent. Kson calls the Japanese CEO to grill him on stream. Absolute balls of her to question the CEO live on stream. Mad respect. Yeah, they're out of money. Either the business didn't work or someone has been siphoning off the funds and is getting ready to run for it. I feel like this scandal is getting huge. I don't know if some insider...
Oh, dude. I think it's about to get so much fucking worse. I think it's about... There's going to be so much money. Because we were at 500,000. Now we're at 500,000 plus. There's no telling how much that they owe that one chick. besides Ironmouse.
From the company are going to be talking about it, but yeah, it's going to be real interesting. Whether they are fleeing the ship. I know the corporate office is the scene where SpongeBob is setting the office on fire. Always got to have the SpongeBob memes. Okay, moving on to legal mindsets coverage and the legal implications of this whole ordeal, right? First,
so far, by the way, there's a lot more.
The VTubers are not actually hired as employees, but they're actually hired as independent contractors, and that way these companies can do the most shady shit and not pay them back, right?
Now, one big thing that was brought up during this was that the staff was paid and not the talent. There is a very important reason for that, which we're going to get into, which is all of the talents are designated, and this is for almost all VTubing companies. I have not seen one contract, and I've reviewed all of them, including the VShojo contract, Nijisanji, HoloLive, Vactor, all the greatest hits from big to small, Face Connect. I've seen all of them. I haven't seen a single contract that has said these people are employees. We consider them employees. They all try to make them independent contractors. That's very important because when it comes to fighting wages and paying wages, you have to pay employees under labor law, whether it's US law, Japanese law, really all around the world, you've got to pay out those wages. But when it comes to independent contractors, well, you can shaft them and then they've got to come and sue you or bring an action against you or a claim against you to try to get those back. It puts a massive burden on them to claim those amounts of money. Now, I have, since the Nijisanji crisis, been screaming from the top of the hills that this is BS. And I'll put some money in the swear jar for that one. These people are employees. Whether you consider them full-time or part-time employees, they are under the control and authority of these VTubing companies.
Right, so obviously there's no problem hiring people as contractors if you actually pay them. Now, when you're a big company, the situation is very different. It's sort of these classic scummy tactics to save a couple dollars here and there and to make sure you legally can't fight back, right? Because if you're an independent contractor, the protections are way lesser than if you're actually an employee and you can, sue much more easily. Then this next part.
I worked as an independent contractor for years. I was a stagehand for a bunch of different places. And yeah, they would do all kinds of shit like this all the time. And they'd be like, yeah, this job pays $300 for the day. And then all kinds of crazy shit would come out of it. All kinds of fees. If you do anything wrong, if you do something wrong, they take a little bit out. They don't do that anymore, but back when I was working, they did that every once in a while. They'd tell you 300, you'd go home with 200. And then you'd have to settle your own taxes. It wouldn't be taxed yet. And it was complete bullshit. That's why I stopped working as a stagehand.
He talks about the whole labor law process and a few other legal liabilities here.
So the process for this would be to gather documentation and witnesses, which they're probably doing right now. Their lawyers, particularly Ironmouse, is probably gathering a lot of documentation, getting witnesses together, and then you'd report it to the labor commissioner. In this case, probably the labor commissioner of California. And after that, there's a required mediation. Now, this might be why they're saying wait. Why Ironmouse said in her video, hey, we need to get to a certain part of the legal process. It might be because they want to go to that mediation, see if they can get a settlement, see if VShojo can make this right. Otherwise, if that fails, there's going to be a civil lawsuit. They can bring a civil lawsuit, in which case we'd all get that information. It'd be public information. We'd be able to talk about it. We'd be able to see everything that's going on. It would be a nightmare for them from VShojo if they aren't already bankrupt, which we'll eventually touch on that topic. Ironmouse.
I don't even think it matters if they're bankrupt or not, because I don't think anybody's going to sign back up with them. I think they're done.
Is a whistleblower saying there is something illegal going on here.
Yep. Probably multiple things that are illegal. It's probably not just one thing like money laundering or something. There's probably some crazy shit going on.
Taking money that's supposed to go to charity, whether that's embezzlement or whatever else, or a fraudulent transfer, like that can be reported, and there's no way you can retaliate against that. So
well, I don't know, man. There's $500,000. It just disappeared. It just disappeared. I guess we better not talk about this. Let's not bring it up. Maybe everybody will forget that this happened.
They donated money, or you donated money. You're out there, you donated money. You might want to just have a chit chat with a lawyer and talk about what you did, how much money you gave, and what was going on with that. And then there's claims, once again, these are different types of civil claims for misrepresentation, breach of contract, fraudulent transfer. Particularly fraudulent transfer is at play here because of the large sum of money, because it's a massive amount of money.
Dude, man, I'm so glad this is happening. Actually, it sucks for all the people involved that got ripped off, and it sucks for Ironmouse and all the people that have that disease, that they're just not going to get that $500,000. Well, they weren't, but now because all this is happening, they definitely are, and people are more aware than ever. And I think it's probably going to be more than $500,000 that this charity ends up getting, because people are just, they know about it. They're on board. I guarantee a lot of people have already donated to the cause just because of this. You always love to see when retards get fucking owned.
Because they misrepresented that money was going to go to the charity and they didn't give it there. And breach of contract because there's an implicit contract. There's a fiduciary duty there to take that money and give it to the charity, and they broke that.
Right, so lots of legal problems for VShojo here. Now, will they actually be getting sued? That's the question, right? Now, if they don't pay back the charity money or, the talent money, possibly. And I think the bigger problem here is not really getting sued by individual people like Ironmouse or anything. It's more the investigation by the FTC, because charity fraud, these are things handled by the FTC here, right? And that's a way bigger fish you don't really want to mess with. So my guess is that they are definitely going to pay back the charity money, that's for sure. But regardless, it's not going to do much to improve their reputation. Absolutely nobody is going to be joining VShojo at this point. Everybody knows they're just in the gutter here. And nobody's going to trust them again. And this is the fall of...
I think this is going to be very bad look for all of these talent agencies, because there's more out there. There's not just VShojo. There's a lot more out there. And I think people are going to just not sign up with any of these companies. And I think that's good. Fuck them.
A very large company here.
That duty to deliver that money can violate several federal laws. So it can be wire fraud. Wire fraud is one of the easiest ones to get them for. And certainly if they wanted to go down that route, and it is a case where they received the money via the internet, because wire fraud is not just old school wires and telephones, it's the internet. They got them, boys. They got them on that one. Money laundering.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Potentially making false statements about where the money would go, misrepresentations. Also the FTC Act, which involves various regulation of money regarding charities. All of those things they can be hit with, and they could get real jail time on this. This is serious jail time in real prison.
I mean, absolutely deserved. Exploiting creators for this long, defrauding charity. I mean, heck yeah, go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect their $200. And it's especially, insidious because it's IDF here, right? It's like people who really need this sort of money and really need this sort of help, and they're being denied it because of these people, right? Now Charlie talks about the situation and some updates involving Ironmouse's fundraising efforts.
They put their grubby paws on it before the talent does. So it's not uncommon in the space for the agreement between talent and agency to have the agency directly handle like their Twitch subs and their Twitch revenue and their Twitch ads, that kind of thing. It's diabolical.
Did somebody say
diabolical?
Another viewer of the legendary series of...
Dude, I've been hearing a lot more people saying it, that I'm just like, there's no way that they don't know about this.
Of course. Okay, I don't know if he actually watches, I'm kidding, but probably, all right, probably.
Ironmouse did a Tiltify link in the description.
There's no way that he hasn't seen some of it at least. Charlie does strike me as a possible Nuxanor viewer or MorePegasus viewer.
And that's been shared a lot from a lot of people that want to support, because the charity that she was raising money for never saw the money that she earned for them. And since this blew up, the Tiltify link has exploded, and over $600,000 is being donated to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
See what I mean? See what I mean? I'm right every time.
Which I think is very, very nice. I think that is great.
See, I'm glad this situation happened, because now they're getting more money than they would have got from VShojo. And VShojo, who has a terrible name, by the way, I can't ever say it. They're falling apart. And I love it. I love every second of this. And all of the people that were at VShojo are now probably more popular than they've ever been. So just all around, it's good. It feels good.
Good humans, baby. We love to see it. That's amazing. You know, power of the internet, power of the people, and they ended up raising even more than the initial 500,000. And hopefully they even get to 1 million, you know, make
yeah, corporations need to quit their corporationing because we hate that shit and we will crumble you.
Mouse's Day and a lot of people at the IDF as well. TLDR, stealing is bad. Stealing from chronic disease victims is even worse. Who would have thought, guys? Stealing from charity is actually bad. I hate this, and it isn't hyperbole. $1 million company took advantage of a disabled woman by lying to her, stealing from her, and even withholding money from the charity that saved her life. This is fucking vile. Yeah, I mean, that is actually what happened. Now that you put it out that way, that is really sinister. Remember when VShojo plastered Ironmouse all over Tokyo to promote how well they treat their talents? VShojo doesn't. Classic. Every time when you try to appear like you're the good person, it always turns around. Niji Sanji almost caused the towns to end themselves. VShojo stole 500k from charity, and that saved their streamer's life. So here we are on the Tiltify page, and she's raised about $750,000. This is amazing. Whether you've been recently...
Oh, it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. We gotta up those numbers.
Diagnosed, has been people living with PI for years. PI is no cured, but there are life-saving treatments available.
As of this video, it is at $880,000. That's crazy, man. The goal was $10,000. I think we need to make that goal $10 million because we need to up those numbers. I'm gonna leave this down there in the description.
That can improve the quality of life. And then we got a bunch of facts here. And yeah, all these people are donating, wanted to pedal for charity, but my bike vanished right after VShojo borrowed it. Classic. Damn. To Beautiful Soul, I'm sorry, Mousy, I wish I could do more. Just a little support to show I care. And here we got some of the top donors. Shout out to these people, you know, really helping out a good cause here. Right, moving on to Ludwig's response here. Apparently he's getting a little bit of heat. Ludwig got cooked under his tweet here. So Ludwig tweeted, I believe VShojo is a terrorist organization.
Okay. Alright. Well.
Tectone responded, Hassan must be the CEO.
Hassan
must love VShojo in that case. Ironically, speaking with someone who's friends with Hassan. Okay, everybody's just bringing up Hassan. Probably shouldn't have used the words terrorist there. Congrats on being thrown a softball. VShojo back.
Yeah, that's exactly who I think of every time I see a terrorist or somebody mention terrorism.
That is free for a popular opinion no one will disagree on. You love terrorism, so you must be excited. Oh my god, people are not happy with Ludwig. You are friends with Hassan Piker. Freaking regard. Right, so Asmon responded.
Ludwig tweeted about this. I believe VShojo is a terrorist organization. Why would why it's just he's got
corporate friends who work at VShojo. I guarantee it. That's why he said it.
Obviously, like, I think that people are very annoyed by Ludwig always trying to have the safe, like he's waiting for everybody to decide on the same thing so he can repeat it back to them for internet points. It just seems kind of fucking fake. And by kind of, I mean completely fucking fake.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, we're tired of all this wannabe celebrity bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that pandering ass shit.
Please come out with a hot take every once in a while, Ludwig, okay? You don't have to wait for the entire...
Well, his hot take is, I love terrorist supporters.
...internet to agree before you tell them what their opinion is, okay? Jesus, how annoying.
Man, Ludwig can't catch a break, I guess. I mean, I'm not really too pressed about this. As long as he's sort of helping the cause, you know, supporting the whole situation, I don't really mind.
Yeah, that's not even really, I don't know. He just probably should have shut up about that one and not posted that one. That was a major L.
Being cringe. Yes.
Big L for
Ludwig.
Ludwig.
He would stop supporting his son. Yes. Okay, but whatever. Well, I'll take what I can get here. Anyways, that's about it. Click this video.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you should definitely click on that donation link down there in the not in the description. In the comments. I'm definitely going to leave it in the comments. I'm going to try and remember. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell for all the notifications.